Good morning, Morai ורבותיי. היום 45 יום לעומר, שהם 6 שבועות ו3 ימים. בעזרת השם, Mincha is going to be at 8 o'clock. Please be on time. Also like to again reiterate our Mazal Tov to Josh Shamalov on the wedding. בעזרת השם, מי שבי זוכה לאריכות ימים ושנים and a bait נאמן בישראל. We were discussing the halachot of Amira legoy, and we said that to tell a goy directly to do something that is asur from the Torah is prohibited, even if it's for the sake of a mitzvah. And one exception to this rule is what is called Bein HaShmashot. Bein HaShmashot means twilight. Twilight is a case where the sun already went down, but it's not yet dark. It's not yet 3 stars. In halacha, this is classified as, it's called twilight, but it's classified as a question of a safek. It's considered a doubt, and therefore when it comes to Shabbat, we are machmir in doubts, and this is why we accept Shabbat when it's sunset. Really, 18 minutes before sunset is the preferred time to accept, but at the very minimum, you accept Shabbat when it's sunset, because that's already when it's twilight, and it's a safek, it's a doubt whether Shabbat is in or not, and we don't want to take any chances with Shabbat. The halacha says it is asur to do work after sunset. And this twilight, sometimes people associate it from just the beginning of the Shabbat, but it's also true at the end of the Shabbat. Once the sun sets at the end of the Shabbat and 3 stars haven't yet come out, that's also twilight. And the reason why we don't permit doing work or driving or anything else or turning on lights after sunset is because of doubt. Not because we are 100% sure, but because we don't know exactly when Shabbat ends, so we wait until it gets perfectly dark. So during twilight, to tell a goy to do something that is asur from the Torah is permitted. As an example, if it's for the sake of the mitzvah. Let's say as an example, he forgot to turn on the lights in the living room, and it's twilight. So if it was night, so then it would be problematic, because then it's for sure Shabbat. You can't tell a goy to do something that is a Torah violation. However, if it's twilight, it is mutar to tell the goy to turn on the light. So how long is this twilight? According to Sfaradim, it's 13 and a half minutes. So from the time the sun sets until 13 and a half minutes, he's able to tell a goy to do things that otherwise would be asur from the Torah, if it's a case of a mitzvah or a great need. I'll give you another example. Hopefully this is an extreme example. This shouldn't be happening often, but in very, very unusual cases, where sometimes a person might have got caught up with something, he lost track of time. He might be at work, and he's driving home frantically to get home before Shabbat. Now, ahead of time, he should have prepared. He should have been ready and left an hour early, 2 hours early, in order to make it on time. But for some reason or another, he got caught up, and now he looks at his watch, and he sees Shabbat is 15 minutes away. It's about to be sunset. In 15 minutes, it's going to be sunset. And he sees on his Waze that 25 minutes until he gets there. He's like, how am I going to get to my house? I'm not going to make it on time. So what should he do in such a case? So if he can stop the car and he could walk, that's an option. But let's say he has a lot of things, he's not able to walk, or he needs to get to a location with the family, he's driving with the family, he's not able to go ahead and walk. Another solution would be, in that case, is to pull over the car on the side of the road, park it where it could be parked, maybe 10 minutes before Shabbat starts, 5 minutes before Shabbat, park the car, and then order an Uber. Why order an Uber? And hopefully it'll be a goy who's driving the Uber, because the goy is going to drive him. He has 13 and a half minutes once sunset comes in that the goy could take him, since it's a case of a great need. For him to drive would be asur. But for a goy to drive, it would be permitted for those 13 and a half minutes, since it's a case of great need. Obviously, I say you shouldn't rely on this concept initially. You should absolutely, you should make sure to get everywhere early. But accidents happen, and then that's a normal circumstance. And therefore, a person can tell a goy in that 13 and a half minute period to drive him. But he has to make sure that he's going to get to that destination within that 13 minutes, because if it's going to be 20 minutes or 25 minutes after sunset, then he's no longer able to have the goy drive him. So even if he's just in the car and the goy is continuing to drive, that would not be allowed. Baruch Adonai le'olam.